Her boss fight in the Touhou game she's from is actually really beautiful, because she'll basically take kind of her sword and jump around all over the place and like cut sword patterns into like the background. And we are literally in the exact same supposed to be the exact same library as before, but now it's not as annoying. And for some reason, vines can grow here. So they made it a lot more like the library in Symphony of the Night. But the books are still here, so that's good.
Looks a lot bigger.
And we get Mudmen. And Necromancers for some reason. Fuck these vines things.
Now that's cool. Loving the sprites. Like I said, I hope this sprite work. You know, I hope the sprite guy got a job.
Sprite work is some of like my favorite stuff. I mean, I know I picked up Spriter from the humble make
Yeah,
your
that's.
own game.
Let me tell you, that's a really good program. I use it a lot for some of my side projects.
So I've always wanted to do stuff like that. I like the stuff Raku makes is like so fucking good.
Here's the thing. He uses just Microsoft Paint.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
He's an insanely talented guy. I wish he had more confidence in himself.
He's just that good.
Yeah. Really nice guy. You should all go play his game. He's making Jack the Reaper.
Yep.
You can look it up on his Twitter. He's been working on that game for years. It's starting to pick up steam now, and more people are playing it. You should really give it a shot.
I actually had one of my friends post on his Facebook like, this game looks really good, a love letter to the Super Nintendo. I'm like, oh, I know the guy who's making this.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, wants to give that away for free. That's, you know, his baby. He wants it to be free. Please don't give him shit about that, because apparently some people don't understand that concept.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you deserve to be paid. And it's like, let him decide that.
It's my game. I want to give it away for free. That's what I want to do. No, you should get paid. I should have to, you know... No, that's not how it works. If I decide to give away something for free, that's, you know... And some people have tried to spin it into like, oh, that hurts other indies because you're giving away a good game for free and they're trying to make it. It's like, no, that's not how life works.
No, you're giving away the product you want to give away for free. It doesn't say shit about another person's game.
I mean, we talked about it, but I think honestly, it's because so many people are into that kind of, you know, wage labor mindset where it's like, okay, I should pay you for something, and that means I kind of have a stake in what you did. And I think for some people, it's like a sense of power. Because,
yeah,
like with Grammy and the Nuclear Throne guy, he had, you know, people say, oh, I disagree with you, so I'm not going to buy your game. And he's like, fine, I don't care. I don't want you to buy my game.
That was one of my favorite exchanges on any Twitter ever.
Yeah. Like, he did this talk where it's like, so, it's okay, you don't have to make your game for everybody. You can... Oh, he put it so well. He said that each customer has like a benefit and a risk, and if the risk is too great for the benefit, then you don't need them as your customer.
Yeah. Especially with someone like him who like very early on told like gamergaters to fuck off. They want to hold money over him to kind of throw it in his face, like, oh, you need us, you need the consumers.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a consumer.
I don't...
It's that kind of bullshit, I'm a consumer attitude, and they're so pissed off because it has they have no power over him. They can't buy him with money. You know, when they say, I'm not going to buy your game, he's like, okay, fuck off, I don't care. They can't, like, complain to his boss, which is another thing that people like to do. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to your boss and say that you're doing this and get you in trouble. He owns the fucking company. He's the PR, he's the programmer, he's the accountant, he's fucking everybody. So when you say I'm gonna tell on you to your boss, it's like it means fucking nothing.
Yeah. Oh, well, you don't really know gaming all that well. I made Ridiculous Fishing, like one of the best games. One of the most, like, well-acclaimed mobile games ever made. Fuck
And
off.
one of the favorite things I ever heard come out of that is, you know, your Nuclear Throne's not doing too well. By the way, it's doing fucking phenomenal. Okay?
Yeah.
Even though he gave the game away for free like candy, it's doing fucking amazing. There's a dedicated community. People fucking love it. It's doing just fine.
Oh, I love that. It's like,
but the argument was, well, your game's not doing too well. It's not even on the front page of Steam or some shit. It was the only game to be sold over Twitch. First game.
Really?
And it was sold over Twitch. First game to be sold over Twitch. It did fucking phenomenal. And
Really good
and
game.
on top of that, the guy's like, well, all the places that I go, nobody ever really even talks about it. And the comeback is just so perfect. He says, it's almost like you and everything you frequent only represent a small portion of people who actually play games.
He is like the fucking Michael Jordan of slam dunking dumbasses on Twitter.
I mean, that fucking comeback is like, holy shit. This baby just got put in the corner.
Like, I like to think myself is pretty good on slamming gators and MRAs and dumbasses, and I'm like, I fucking am in awe of you, good sir. You got the fucking skills to back that shit up.
And he doesn't have to be mean about it or anything. He's just very matter-of-factly. He's like, huh, I wonder why you don't hear about any of that stuff. It's almost like you're a small portion of people who play games.
Yeah, exactly. Also, just addressing what I see in chat, going back to Raku, is he making the game on Steam? Like for
I
Greenlight?
haven't heard anything from him saying that he wants to get it on Steam. He's been distributing it. Distributing it through TigSource, and he kind of posts demos on his Twitter. I am not sure if he would go through Steam, but I think he would only pursue that once it's complete. Because Steam is a good platform. You can give away free games. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever complete my game, I would probably give it away for free. Or maybe just like maybe $1 or $2, you know? I know those are complete opposites, but I'm kind of at a crossroads. Like I just don't know yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, his game is infinitely better than mine because he's been working on it for years.
Working on it for
more
5
talented
years.
as I am. But you know, we could just kind of feel it out. You know,
Like that is his like fucking labor of love.
it's his baby,
Yeah.
and it's so. I mean, it's cute as hell. First of all,
Yeah.
and he does all these little things where it's like he puts his friends in it, and it's like I made a suggestion. This guy, he takes criticism so well. He takes
Yeah.
it so well, and that is something that is seriously rare in game developers and artists in general these days. He takes it so well. Every time he streams with somebody, or he watches somebody stream his game, he opens up Notepad, and he makes notes about what the people say and how they play. And if they have a complaint or like a suggestion, he writes that shit down.
It's a smart thing to fucking do.
It is. It's insanely smart, and he's just so humble. I can't say enough good things about the guy. And, he actually, I was playing his game, and I fell down into an area where there's no way to get back up, so you just kind of have to die. What he does is he adds these 2 spider characters in the game that put like a web down there that you can bounce off of, and then he fucking names them after me.
Oh.
I didn't ask him to do any of that shit. He named them after me.
Oh, are those the is that your
The
new
2
icon?
spider characters, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The guy's cool as shit.
I thought he did that because I know you did like a Minecraft mod, I think, of a spider.
I mean,
woman.
yeah, I designed and made an old spider. It was the Spider Queen mod back in the day, and it's just recently kind of come back. I don't really do anything with it anymore because it's other programmers. Yeah, that's why it says Spider Queen Creator on my Twitter. I probably need to update that because I don't really do anything hands-on with it anymore. But it may have partially been that because he kind of gets that I like cartoon spiders and stuff. But I think he really just kind of did it, on a whim. Just kind of rolled with it.
That is cool as shit.
He is. You guys, if you get some time, you need to just play the demo. And sometimes he gets these periods where he's a little bit depressed and kind of he doesn't have any confidence. You just need to go to his Twitter. It's @DreamsBell. Just give him tell him what you think of the demo, and
it's a good
wish him
demo.
luck.
Yeah. I remember I helped him out with one. He was trying to determine if like an attack, if you press like down and B, if you should be able to attack, or if you can push down and B to like if you want to fire while ducking or shoot from a crouch state. It's like which one should be better to make certain parts of the game easier or harder. I said, why don't you just why not just make it kind of like an option that you can enable or disable from the menu? And I really like that idea.
Yeah, like I said, he loves to get ideas from people. It's almost like a collaboration kind of thing, but he also takes criticism really well.
And yeah, like you said, that's a really hard thing for game developers to do.
Yeah, because
Manos Hands of Fate.
I don't want to say that you have to fly off the handle and do like some of the shit that other people are doing right now, where it's like
maybe not argue with people on
People are
Twitter.
talking about Manos, that Manos game, and yeah, people are being kind of shitty about it, but you don't fucking tweet shirts people and get into slap fights over Twitter about it.
I will say this though
do that.
I will say this though from what I saw on Future Friend's Twitter. Apparently, the guy like apologized for that. So like, that's good on him for actually.
And good on him. Yeah, good on him. But did he really learn anything? Because it's like the last thing I saw was like somebody talking to him. It's like, did you learn anything? He's like, not to talk to Future Friend. And it's like, no, you didn't learn fucking anything then.
Yeah.
Your lesson should have been don't start slap fights over Twitter and like make these passive aggressive jabs. It's like, oh, you had trouble with this one spot, so I patched it just for you. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of dog shit because the game is not that good. And it's popular because it's piggybacking on, an infamous movie.
Yeah.
And Mystery Science Theater references. If this was like a normal game, it'd be fucking mediocre as hell. It is mediocre as hell, but it would be received as well.
Oh,
but and I can understand if you want to just make that and be cool with it. Like that's fine. Games don't have to be like these amazing things. Just like the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, you can make just kind of like popcorn whatever games. That's not a problem. But don't be a dipshit about it over social media or any other platforms and like, this passive aggressive shit.
Yeah, I do kind of find it like a little funny and interesting that he takes a game based on a movie that was universally scorned and made fun of. Like, who had
it was made on a bet.
Who had thicker skin? The people who helped make that movie or the people who made the game?
Oh, I think the answer to that's obvious. But that movie, yeah, it's the movie that's so bad it killed a man. Like, there's all this... Like, we get conflicting reports. Some say it's true, some say it's urban legend, but apparently Torgo, the caretaker guy, was supposed to be a satyr, and satyrs have like the backwards goat legs, and they had this special wire apparatus that he was supposed to wear, and like the legend goes, that he wore it backwards on set, and nobody corrected him on it. So he's wearing this wire apparatus on his legs incorrectly, and it causes him like long-term knee pain. You know, pain in his legs. So he gets hooked on painkillers, and eventually takes his life. Now that part's true. He did commit suicide, but there have been other reports. There have been other reports saying that he didn't actually wear it backwards, and he wasn't hooked on painkillers. He was just high most of the time on set because he did recreational drugs.
That could also make sense.
Yeah.
Also,
that apparently comes from one of the people that was on the set with him, saying that no, he didn't wear it backwards, and no, he didn't take his life because he was hooked on painkillers. He was just high most of the time.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, they hide some of the power-ups in this game, like, in random places, like, there on the base of the Quetzalcoatl thing.
Oh.
Fucking odd.
You have to strike it at that spot?
Yeah. So, this is the part where the game, like, I usually can't get past this part, but I will show this because it's pretty goddamn cute. Alice's summon ability is to throw bomb dolls.
Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like little penguin bomb dolls.
Are those penguins?
No, they're her dolls, but they bounce around like little penguins.
Oh, they walk.
They waddle.
That's kind of like the holy water a little bit.
Yeah. So this is about usually as far as I can make it in 2. Considering I'm on my last life. Mostly because it is really hard to, I can't exactly duck the Minotaurs like I normally do.
Uh-huh.
And then you got things like this golem who do stuff like that.
So that's game over.
Yep. So let me see. I think if I continue... Yeah, it'll let you stage select.
Okay.
But it's already coming up on midnight, so...
Yeah, I think that'd be a good place to cut it.
Yep.
These are really good. Thanks for showing these to me.
Yeah.
And again,
for
thanks for having me over for the night. You guys have followed my feed at all. There's been some pretty heavy shit for me today, and this really was just a good way to kind of unwind and forget things.
Yeah, I hear that. Also, before I forget, I did mention before we started streaming that I would bring up something with the car radiator.
Right, yeah, some kind of funny story, yeah.
So, I'll pick this as a good topic to end the night on. Basically, Pulla was telling me before we started streaming that his car was overheating a little bit, and it was apparently leaking radiator fluid, or something like that.
Not sure if quite leaking, but it was just bone dry, so maybe it evaporated, or maybe it's leaking a little, I don't know.
Okay, so I tell him, go get it looked at right away. And the reason why I say that is, about 2010, I go to Otakon with a bunch of my friends. We had about 8 people going, and we had 2 cars. We initially had, like, 7 people going, and we didn't know how the hell we were going to fit everybody in one car. Even though we were going to, like, rent a van, we're like, how can we get all these people in there? A friend of ours who had been teaching English in China, of all places, tells us, like, hey, and we, used to go to cons with us all the time. He messages us, like, a week before Otakon saying, hey, guys, I'm coming back to Connecticut for, like, 2 months. And we're like, oh, shit, do you want to go to Otakon with us? He goes, yeah, sure, I'll drive if if you guys need a driver. So we're like, oh, sweet, cool, this will take care of our problem. We don't even it doesn't even cross our fucking mind that this guy's been in China for 5 years. And he hasn't used the car in 5 years. Doesn't even cross our fucking mind. So, it was initially supposed to be, our car was going to be heading straight to the hotel so we could check in. Because the guy whose name was on the hotel was in our car, whatever. And the other car, the guy's name is Matt, was going to be going to pick my friend Vinny up. Vinny and his at the time girlfriend up at his place. And we were like, okay, we're going to split from Connecticut and go straight there. Matt says to us, hey, I don't really know how to get to Vinny's place. Do you mind if you just show me how to get there? So we're like, sure, no problem. While we are outside Vinny's place waiting for him to come out, Matt's car starts smoking, like smoking. And we just think it's a fucking humid August day. Maybe that's why it's doing that. So we're like, oh shit, Matt, you have like no coolant in your car and your engine is like boiling hot. Vinny's dad happened to have some coolant, so we filled up the coolant tank and took off on the road. And at that point, like, we were driving pretty much side by side for most of the ride. We get about an hour and a half. We're in the middle of New Jersey. We pull over to like get food and stuff. And Matt's like, I gotta get gas. We're like, well, we're filled up, so we're gonna go ahead of you and make our way to the hotel. I get a text from Matt about 20 minutes later saying we had to wait for gas for about 40 minutes because the line was apparently fucking gigantic. He said my car started smoking
40
again.
minutes for gas?
Yeah. Some of those lines can just get fucking unbearable at times.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So apparently, I didn't know this, but if you have like radiator problems, which he did, spoilers, they took the car to a mechanic and his radiator had like 20 fucking holes in it, and that's why it was leaking coolant like directly onto the fucking hot engine. So like, he's like, our car started smoking again when we were idling, because apparently if you fucking idle with that happening, like, it makes the problem 20 times worse. So he's like,
yeah, because you're not even getting the wind,
exactly,
kind of cooling it down. You're not getting any kind of cooling action at all.
So he tells us there's a mechanic like 10 minutes from the rest stop. We're going to take the car to there and see what we can get done. Apparently they take down his information. They're like, what kind of car do you have, a V8 or a V6? Matt doesn't know, so he just says, yeah, V6. They're like, okay, what's your phone number? He gives them his home phone number in Boston. Not like a cell phone number. And they go,
right,
okay, we'll get the part. You know, we have one spare radiator, so we'll be done in 2
a number
hours.
that they could actually call and contact him at.
Yeah, so he goes, they'll go, come back in 2 hours. They go to a Walmart across the street, watch all Balls of Fury on a TV. For some fucking reason. They go back 2 hours later, and at this point we're like, okay, last we heard from them, they got to the mechanic, they're fine. They're gonna be like another 2 hours later than us, but they'll make it to Baltimore. Just fine. Because that is the drive we were doing, by the way, from Connecticut to Baltimore. About a 7-8 hour drive. So, apparently, they went to go call Matt 5 minutes after they left, and just could not reach him. They pretty much put his car up, took out the radiator, took out, like, all the parts that they needed, that they could not put back in, and found out that he messed up and told them a V6 when they really had a V8, and they had no spare radiators for a V8.
So they disassembled everything, getting ready to repair a V8.
Yep.
And he had a V6.
Other way around. They thought they were working on a V6. Yeah. He had a V8.
So you're sitting there with a car in the garage completely disassembled that they can't work on.
Yep, because they only have V6 radiators. They were out of V8.
Okay.
So Matt's like, okay, can you put the radiator back in and I'll drive to another mechanic? They're like, no, you can't take this car out. Like, legally can't take this car out.
Yeah.
It can't go on the road.
If you were to go on the road, because when these engines, when they get really hot, there's a chance that, a piston head can fly out of there. The engine can fucking blow up. It's really dangerous.
Yeah. So, by this point, it is 6:30, which means that almost every car rental place is closed. We're in Baltimore at this point. And he's like, can you guys turn around and drive, like, 5 hours to come get us? And we're like, no, we really can't. Like, we can't. We don't know what we're gonna do. They found one, like, apparently airport car rental places are like open late just for late flights and whatnot. So they're trying to get a cab to take them to this airport. And Matt is a very nomadic man because he's used to like heckling for everything he got in China, or like going to like parts of Eastern Europe and just like heckling for stuff there.
You mean haggling?
Yes, that is exactly what. Whoops.
Because heckling is like if I were to
Yeah,
go
they're
in the store,
different things.
What is this? An orange? This is bullshit.
They are different things. Whoops, brain fart on my end.
But yeah, apparently in China that's kind of ingrained in their culture, where it's like, how much is this? It's this much. No, I think it should be this much. Well, how about if I sold it to you for this much? No, that's too much. That you can't give me a discount like that. You'll get fired. It's this big, completely different to here, where it's like, how much is this? It's this much. Can it be this much? No. Okay, I'll take it for this much.
He is also like 6'5", does a fuck ton of martial arts and is pretty fucking built. So he's used to being very intimidating. Apparently, Vinny's girlfriend, who was very stick in the mud kind of, she's trying to call like AAA and pay like $150 for a cab to the car rental place. There's a cab, an unlicensed cab, in the parking lot of this like mechanic place that they were at, and he goes, "I'll take you guys there for $80." Vinny's girlfriend immediately...
That sounds pretty shady.
She immediately goes to say, like, "Oh, no, thanks, we're fine." And Matt goes, "50. And he's like, "55. Matt goes, "We'll take it." She's like, "Aren't you afraid that he's gonna, like, drive us to the middle of an alley and kill us?" And by this point, they had been stuck in New Jersey for about 7 hours, I'd say, something like that. Matt goes, "I do not care if he drives me to the middle of nowhere and slits my fucking throat, so long as he has the common goddamn decency to take us out of New Jersey state lines before he does it." I am willing to die tonight. I am not willing to die in Jersey.
That's great. That's awesome. Wow, he sounds like my kind of guy.
He's a pretty awesome dude. But yeah, so that's why you get that shit looked at before your car fucking explodes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was just there was no fluid in there, which I guess it had been leaking a little bit. And it's a piece of shit car. I'm probably gonna upgrade soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, luckily, whenever I catch it overheating, it's always like I'm really close to where I need to be. So in this case, I was just just about home. So I stop by the gas station. I get my oil because I wasn't sure if it was the oil or the coolant. And then I drive it home. I let it cool down for a little while. The engine was like, I put some water on the engine and it fucking sizzled.
Yeah.
So,
right.
It after everything else today, my engine blowing up would have been icing on the cake, and I probably would have just crawled into bed and cried. But yeah, this was a good way to blow off some steam.
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, thanks.
And definitely, like, for everyone, just Komaju Den. I'll type this thing in chat so you can actually see what the hell the actual name of the game is.
Just look up Touhouvania 2 or whatever.
Apparently,
also you should play Jack the Reaper, made by Raku at Dreams Bell Twitter. Give him a message. And on kind of a personal note, some of you guys might not be old enough to kind of worry about this, but once you start getting, into your, 25s, 30s, stuff like that, get yourself to a doctor. Get yourself checked for cancer because, you don't want to be the guy, you're losing weight and you can't keep anything down and you wonder what's wrong with you. And it's like, oh, whoops, I've got stage 4 cancer in like 80% of my body and I'm fucked. So, yeah, early prevention, early detection, just something to remember.
Yep. In general, going to a doctor is never not a bad idea.
Yeah, even if you feel okay.
Alright, and with that, I think that's a good note to end the night on. Go see a doctor. Touhou fangames can be okay. And let's hope Donald Trump never becomes president. Alright,
Yeah.
catch you guys later.
Bye, everybody.